Good morning. Happy Saturday, everybody. Broadcasting live from Morelia, Mexico. I'm Bill the Geek. And this is the Bill Dallas Lewis channel. And we make presentations, videos. Sometimes we write stuff down and, put it up on the internet about the joys of living in Mexico. And we get together every Saturday morning with this fabulous group of people, and we have a good time. And I thank all of you for joining us this morning. We got Dr. John in the house. He's been joining us for almost 3.5 years now. Moved from New Jersey, and now he's in sunny, cold Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. Good for you. And about an hour ago, we had Zen Maiden. Look at Zen Maiden looking all good, living in Mexico City. I'm scared to go there. Mexico City is just so big. I might get lost. But anyway, and she's been there for 20 months now, and she says she wouldn't change a thing. Maybe if you emailed me with some information, maybe you could get me to visit Mexico City. I want to go. And then we got Angela Morris in the house. Buenos dias, mijo. Okay. Hey, buenos dias a ti. We got Char Williams in the house. Hola, Char. And Char sent me a video clip. Char sent me a video clip this week. Let's see if we can find that video clip from here. You go. Char sent me this. This is one of the joys of living in Mexico right there. That's one of the joys of living in Mexico. Look at that. Philly, look at that. 5-day, 7-day forecast, 27, 27, 28, 29, 30, a high of 30 for the week. Yes, Char, that is one of the joys of living in Mexico. That's a winter weather advisory. Let's play it again. Look at that. How many people going through that right now? No, in Morelia, we don't do that. I may have on 2 hoodies, but I don't see no snow outside. It's not 27 degrees. That's one of the many joys of living in Mexico. If you're new here, introduce yourself, ask questions. I don't know everything about Mexico. In 3 weeks, it'll be my 20th anniversary of living in Mexico. But if you're new here, introduce yourself, ask questions. I don't know a lot about Mexico. I know some things about Mexico. I know a little bit about immigration, places to live, and people still ask me, well, where's the best place to live in Mexico? There is no best place to live in Mexico. It's all good. That's like asking somebody, where's the best place to eat in New Orleans? There is no best place to eat in New Orleans. There's so many fabulous places. But if you're new here, first of all, click that subscribe button. And I want to thank all of you for helping the Bill Dallas Lewis channel hit 13,000 subscribers this week. Yep, we hit 13,000 subscribers. And we hit 1,400,000 views this week. That's 1,400,000 views. Thanks to you folks that show up and watch videos and donate to the channel and keep our boat floating. Thank you all so much for helping that become possible. Let's go over here and see who is in the house. We got Tooth Fairy. Oh, what? Let's go up here to KC in Kansas City. We start a new year now and a new chance for us to enjoy your life with you, KC in Kansas City. Thank you so much, Steve. Yes, it's the 10th day of 2025. No jive. Hey, and Tooth Fairy in the house speaking more Spanish every week. Buenos dias, mi la gente. That means good day, my people. That's like Soul Brother talking Spanish, right? my people, right on. She thinks, so she speaks. Well, girl, what's wrong with you? She's back in Charlotte. That's right, man. You never should have left Mexico. Come on back. And we got my other neighbor. Tooth Fairy's a neighbor, and David is a neighbor. Buenos dias, Bill, and everyone. And David also sent me some images this week. One of the other joys of living in Mexico is you never know what you are going to see in Mexico. You never know. Oh, what did I not do? Bill forgot to upload some images. So let me try to grab these real quick. Here we go. Right here. Oh, here we go. Yep. Here we go. Right here. David sent me some. Oh man, I forgot to upload these. Give me a second. I'm going to get busy right here, right now. I got some images. I'm uploading these images as we speak. Give me a couple of more seconds here. I got 4 more images to upload to the server. Thank God for high-speed internet. The weather, it's another great weather day here in Morelia. Well, it's a little cloudy. It rained last night, and usually doesn't rain here. I got 3 more images to upload. Just a couple of more to go. I got 2 more images to upload. Okie dokie. Okay, I'm down to my last image. I'm very fortunate this morning. We have electricity. We have high-speed internet. Our computers are both working quite fab. But back to Dave, my neighbor. One of the real beauties of living in Mexico is you never know what you're going to see. And don't take a bus ride. Don't take a 4-hour bus ride anywhere, because when I'm on these bus rides, I'm just sitting there thinking, for most of the bus ride, I'm thinking, what the F is that? What the F is that? I mean, you just look around, what the F is that? And so David sent me this image where he lives in Morelia. It's just a regular old neighborhood. And one day he looked out the window, and this is what he saw. Oh, I wonder if he went out and got some milk from that cow right there. She looked like she got some milk in her. This is just another day in Mexico. Oh, looky there. Look, that doesn't look like a cow pasture. Where are the rest of the cows? Aren't you scared? Aren't you scared, David? There might be look at them, more of them, just walking down the street, eating the cheese and the trees and peeing all over and going doo-doo all in the street, farting. You know, this is one of the joys of living in Mexico. You never know what you're going to see. And Char, Williams, and David, thanks for sharing those images with me. I got to check this other computer over here and see what is going on. Oh, is that Liston Henry? Liston Henry just oh yeah, that's Liston Henry. Liston Henry just donated $20, actually $21 to the channel. Thank you so much, Liston Henry. And what he did was he went down into the description and clicked the donate button, and you can do that. You go into the description and hit the donate button. That's how I pay my rent. Thank you so much, Liston Henry, very much. We got Helen in the house from sunny, snowy, cold Delaware. Ha, 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 ha. Tell Joe Biden I said hi. Axel Foley is in the house from the Poconos, wishing everyone a happy Saturday. Go get them skis, Axel, and get on the slopes, my man. Get on the slopes and have a good time. We got William Mustache Stoneman in the house from cloudy Ahihik. Yeah, my man. It is cloudy here too. And I got some clips today. Speaking of Ahihik, I have many clips featuring Ahihik today. And here is where William Mustache Stoneman is. This is the Malecon in Ahihik on the largest lake in Mexico, which is called Lake Chapala. It's beautiful. I've got a bunch of clips of Ahihik, Chapala, my most fabulous drone sites. Who couldn't love that? You can go there, eat tacos, drink your beer on the Malecon. This is where William Mustache Stoneman is right now. And going back from memory, I think William Mustache Stoneman said he was actually thinking about moving to Ahihik, but we'll just see what happens there. Let me scroll back here. We got Hugh. Hugh is in the house. Ola, Hugh Harrell. We got Ryan in the house. Hey, everybody from snowy Toronto, which I was on the beach in Cabo right now. I bet you do. I tell you what, man, I don't miss none of that snow. I lived in New Hampshire for 4 years. In January, I'm not even exaggerating. In January in Hanover, New Hampshire, every day, I'm not kidding, it was 50 below zero. I'm not playing. 50 below zero every day, 5 feet of snow on the ground. I don't miss it at all. Great game and victory, college football win for the and Steve said it perfectly. He didn't say Ohio State. He said for the Ohio State University last night. Hope you enjoyed it. Yes, the OSU Buckeyes are headed to the national championship to play Notre Dame. And yes, I watched it. And the funny thing is, another one of the joys of living in Mexico is if there's a football game on, many times you can catch the game broadcast in English. But that last night wasn't one of those nights. So you got these Mexico Spanish-speaking commentators broadcasting the entire audio in Spanish. And I should listen to help my Spanish skills, but I just I just turned the volume down and I put in my earphones and I watched and I listened to Prince and watched Prince in concert for the whole game. Okay, it was good. Oh, I was jamming, watching the football game, watching Ohio State do their thing, listening to Prince in the background. But yes, the Ohio State Buckeyes are headed to the championship. Ola Memo, huge congrats. Thank you so much. Made it to the championship. We'll see what happens. Maybe they can make something work. I'm scared. Hey, everybody's from snowy Toronto. Yes, Liston Henry, thank you. Liston for contributing to the channel. We got Tanya in the house. Seattle, 39 degrees and no rain right now. Congratulations, Bill. Oh, thank you so much, Tanya. And Tanya's new to the channel. She's been showing up for like the last month and a half every weekend. She missed 1 week. Ryan, I think the Buckeyes will take it all. Yeah, I hope so. Yeah. Thank you, Ryan. Hello from New York, Bob. Hola, Bob from New York. We got all kinds of people in the house. Let's see. We got something else going on. I'm checking. I got to check email. My phone. What's going on over here? There we go. My phone went ding-a-lingy, which means, somebody else. I think that is Char. Yeah, that's Char Williams just donated to the channel. Char, thank you so much for joining us every week and for donating to the channel. That just helps me do these broadcasts. And I'm very thankful, but thank you so much for supporting the channel. Peaceful Self, in-house good morning, greetings from Washington, D.C. I appreciate your insight, girl. You look like Kamala Harris when Kamala Harris was looking good. Hear what I'm saying? I mean, she ain't bad looking now, but she used to look like you. She used to be good looking in her day. But thank you so much, Peaceful Self. And we got Ya in the house, my fellow buck. There is snow and ice in Atlanta, Georgia. No. That doesn't look like a cow. Look like a bull. William Stoneman, you didn't see them big titties hanging down from the bottom of the cow? I almost backed my car into the black and white one. That's funny. Donetta Ivy Adams, from Columbus, Ohio. It's 28 degrees and snowy here. How's the weather in Morelia? It's warming up here, and of course, as you guys know, I walk 5 mornings, Monday through Friday. And I get up out of bed at 6 o'clock in the morning, and, get my wake up routine going. So the first thing I do is I get on the computer and I check 2 things first thing in the morning. First, I check out the temperature. And for the last 2 weeks, it's been about 36 to 38 degrees in the morning at 6 a.m. But then in the afternoon, it goes up to like 72 degrees. It's kind of weird. But this week or this morning, it was like 47 degrees, which is a big increase. That 10 degrees takes a chill off that walk in the morning. This morning, it was like 47 degrees. It's going to be a high of 60 today, which is good. And I've been talking to the people at the tiendas. That's the small markets that I go and buy my stuff at. And I said, well, so what I mean, December was cold. What's going to happen in January and February? And they said, oh, it just gets warmer. So there'll be a slow increase in temperature through January and February. And once we hit March, then it's time just to rock and roll. I can take off my hoodies. I would say by the end of March, when you guys see me on Saturday morning, I won't have no hoodies on. I might be up in here naked, just shaking my stuff for everybody to see. Dr. John Bacchus, we got him here too in Pennsylvania. Oh, yeah, they got a bunch of Bacchus cows. Yeah, moo-hoo. Oh, I'm starting to have fun now. I live vicariously through others now. Well, good for you. Live however you want. Good morning, everyone. Peaceful Self. Lenora Wilson, good morning from freezing Baltimore. We got DC in the house, Baltimore in the house, and Doc is in the house. Congrats, Ohio State. No, Doc, you got that all wrong, man. It's called the Ohio State University. Bill, what in the mofo is a Buckeye? And for those, that's the name of the team. That's like the mascot. A Buckeye. Let me see. I don't even have anything that looks like a Buckeye, but a Buckeye is a little round thing about as big as that. And you actually have, and they're brown. They're brown, and then on the top, there's a little beige circle on the top, and they grow in trees. Okay, you can't eat them. There's really nothing you can do with them. They're kind of like acorns. I mean, they could have just named the team the Ohio State Acorns, and a Buckeye is like an acorn. Okay, that's all I can say. All right, now, at 21 degrees Fahrenheit, and it snowed last night. Not one of the joys of living in the Poconos. We got Brian, pretty boy maiden, in the house. Brian, I hope you're healthy and wealthy and not falling down this week. Brian has had a couple of fall down episodes. Speaking of falling down, we did an interview. In fact, I was going to travel this week, this past week, but I ended up, I was supposed to interview Katie Ibarra, the realtor in Ahihi, Chapala. We've done many interviews with her. I've sold houses with her. So we did an interview Wednesday, and that cut into my travel situation. I just put up that video yesterday, and it goes in depth. I mean, this video, it's a 16-minute video going in depth about new property pricing and laws and paperwork and what kind of visas do you need to buy a property? What kind of documentation do people need to sell property? We get down into it in this video. That video just came out yesterday, and then earlier in the past week, I put up a video about the value of the peso. The value of the peso went down again yesterday. I mean, it's like whammo down. And that video, I put it up, I think last Monday. It got like 20,000 views, which was slamming. That's a slam video. But why am I talking about Katie? It just came to my mind. But that video just went up this week. Geronimo Diaz, good morning from Altozano in Morelia. We got all kinds of Morelia people in the house. Welcome, Senor Diaz. Welcome. Mary Jane, hola, amigas, hola to you. Greta Cobb, good morning from Baltimore, Maryland. We got 2 Baltimores in the house, a DC in the house, and Mary Jane, thank you so much for supporting the channel. Love you, girl. Where are you getting your laundry done these days? Okay. Let's talk about that. I've been here 20 years, and everywhere, every apartment or house that I have lived in for 20 years has had a washer and dryer, which is, I don't think I've ever brought that up, but every apartment, every house, a part of the rent comes with washer and dryer, except for when I was in Mazatlan for 2 years. And for 2 years, I just took my stuff to the laundry lady. What was her name? Sweetest lady. She's like family now. But now I have a washer and dryer in my apartment. It's right back there through that door right there. And every time I use it, I am so thankful. And I know that all of you, the small pleasures of life, having a washer and dryer in my apartment is another one of the joys of living in Mexico. Buenos dias from Morelia. Moved here 1.5 years ago. Congratulations. I hope you still love it. I'm sure you do. And Cassie Davis, thank you for contributing to the channel. Up shaking yourself. You don't need curtains, but your neighbors need you to have curtains. Ha, ha, ha. Yeah, you're funny, girl. Ha, ha. But thank you anyway for contributing to the channel. I watched that video with Katie this morning. I hope it was informative for you, Lenora Wilson. I just looked it up, and it states 20.17 to the dollar, which is up. Yeah, it depends on whose data you look at. And let me say this also. Sometimes I check the value of the peso, and I checked it this morning. It was at 0.048. It would be the value of a peso to the dollar. But then I went and took, like last week, it was about that. I went and took money out of the bank, and the bank was charging me more than the value of the peso. So I was getting ripped off, which I didn't like. So it depends on what sources you check, whatever. Ryan, laundry is a question I had as well. Thanks for answering, Bill. I've also noticed dishwashers don't seem to be too common in Mexico. I've talked to people that live in Mexico, and they say, well, I am the dishwasher. And let me think about it. I'm going to think 20 years. I've lived in a lot of places. I've only lived, let me think about it, in 20 years, I only lived in one place with a dishwasher, and that was in Puerto Vallarta. My apartment, it was fabulous. It was about 10 blocks from the beach. It had been rehabbed, totally marble floors. It was a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful apartment. King size bed, raised high off the floor. One of the most comfortable mattresses I'd ever had. Everything brand new. And the island in the kitchen, which I used as a desk, had a modern dishwasher right below that. So yes, dishwashers are very rare in Mexico. They're not non-existent. But living by yourself, when I had that dishwasher over 5 years, I think I used it maybe 2 times. Because when you live by yourself, you might have a pot and a pan and a dish. that gets dirty. So I'm not going to run the dishwasher for that. I grew up with dishwashers. David, hey, Bill, we are having AC, air conditioning installed this week. It's going to get fairly hot in March and April. Oh, no. Well, my place is pretty well ventilated, and I'll just have to run around up here butt naked. Nobody can see me. I'm on the 4th floor. Ha ha. Do you know if the Huatauco climate hotter year-round compared to El Scenario La Paz? Okay, let's see something here. I have no idea. Look it up on the internet. Look it up on the internet and just do a search and then you can check the weather year round. Try that. The value of the peso is at 20.72 the last time I checked, which was yesterday, which is still a very good rate. And the video that I put up last week, there's a publication. They say the value of the peso is going to stay at about that 20.72 point through the end of March, and the value of the peso should go down just a tad bit more at the end of 2025. That's what some economists say. Okay, now my sister lives in Marina del Rey in California, and she sent me some images this week, like David sent me some images of the cows. My sister sent me some images of her neighborhood, and there you go. Of course, Los Angeles had the huge fires that parts of Los Angeles, I think, are still on fire, but you can see the orange stuff above the Marina Dentistry place right there. And here's a shot she took. Woo! Can you imagine living in that neighborhood? I want to thank my sister for sending me these photos. Oh, I mean, it's just crazy. And she even sent me a picture of her. That's what she's wearing. She goes outside. She got the goggles on. She got the Cobra Boca or the mask on. She said it was an exhausting fire on the mountain. This is L.A. That's what Sheryl Crow said, right? This is L.A. Yeah, look at stuff is burning up. I guess that can happen anywhere, but she just wanted to share those photos. Now I have lots more video clips to share this morning. Let's see here. Okay. Yeah, I have lots of video clips. When I did the video with Katie Ibarra this week, I found a bunch of drone videos that I shot when I was in. Oh, also, if you're new here, please ask any questions. I'll answer what I can. Introduce yourselves. Let us know where you are. What do you want to know? Life living in Mexico. I've been here a long time. I love it each and every day. Okay, so right now it's probably about 58 degrees outside. Yeah, I've got 2 hoodies on. Well, I got on 3 pairs of socks. I got on 2 pairs of sweatpants. But you know what I don't have? I don't have a high electric bill or utility bill. I just got on extra clothes. I have this excellent view I have this excellent view of the city right here. This is what I'm looking at, and it kind of looks like this. I guess that kind of looks like LA, kind of. Yeah, there's 1 million people in Morelia, but I'm going to have a hard time moving away from this apartment. This works for me. I can do this. I love this. Also, as Tooth Fairy can tell you, we both go to the same grocery store. It's a fabulous grocery store. It's probably the best. It's like a rich people's grocery store. They got everything in there, and they're always jamming. They always have really funky American music blasting in there. Sometimes I start dancing. I mean, if I'm in the aisle, I got my cart, I'm in the aisle and ain't no people around, I just start dancing in the aisle. Oh, now I know where everything that I want in the grocery store. So between the view of my apartment, and now that I know where everything is in the grocery store, I'm good to go. Now, I do have this shot. William Mustache Stone Man is here. This is Ahiheek, the main drag. That's the main drag, I believe, headed west to Hokotepec. That's like a 20-minute drive, but that's the main drive. And there's Lake Chapala on the left-hand side. Who couldn't love that? And for those of you that don't know, Ahiheek is just packed with people. Woo! Population about 30,000, 40,000 people. I know people that live in Ahiheek. They've been there 10, 20 years and speak zero Spanish. You can see you can live up on the hill, but you better have a car because you got to walk up and down. But just beautiful. Just a beautiful place. Beautiful mountain views. Some people say that Ahiheek has the best climate in the world. But those are the people that haven't visited Morelia, because I know that the weather in Morelia is much better than Ahiheek. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, there is no downside. Look at this. This is a small town right outside of Ahiheek. I forget the name of the town. I stopped there, pulled the drone out. But I bet you can find a fabulous place to live here for about 3 or 4. I bet you can get a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, fully furnished apartment here, whatever the name of this town is, for about $400 a month. I bet you. And I bet in this small town, one day I'll remember the name of this town. It's only like 5 miles west of Ahiheek. It's right on the lake. Now the thing about the lake in Lake Chapala, the largest lake in Mexico, the thing is that it's kind of contaminated. So many locals do eat the fish. I lived in that area for about 4 years. I would never eat the fish coming out of Lake Chapala. I don't know any gringo that is eating the fish in Lake Chapala. I mean, you can go to the stores and you get ocean fish pretty much direct from the ocean. But who could not like a view like this every morning, every evening? Great sun ups, great sundowns. This is Lake Chapala. I mean, that has to be one of the most beautiful places that I have lived in Mexico. But it all depends on what you're going to do, like day to day. What do you do? Yeah, they got high speed internet. They have, I mean, you know, but what do you do day to day? I enjoy the beauty of the lake and the mountains and all of that. Or even here in Morelia. Morelia has so much to offer, but I'm a homebody pretty much. I stay at home in my apartment most of the time, editing video, watching YouTube. I watch a lot of news stuff. I watch a lot of Buddhist stuff, uplifting stuff. I don't watch, other than college football, I don't watch television pretty much at all. I'm figuring out what trips I'm going to make. I'm editing video, doing SEO. So I have things to do. I like what I do. I like my mind. I'm working on my mind. I mean, but hey, but Chapala is kind of small. And let's show this clip of Chapala. That is right next to the lake. It's right next to the park in Chapala. And Chapala is a small town on Lake Chapala. And Chapala is about, I'm going to say, a 10-minute drive from Ajijic. The prices should be lower in Chapala. I'm going to say there are less gringos in Chapala, though there are several. And you know, people have boats there. They have lots of fishing boats. It's a very tranquil, beautiful environment. I lived in Chapala for 3.5 years, and it was fabulous and beautiful. Most of those boats you see parked there are fishing boats, and those guys go out. That's a La Palapa restaurant. I never ate there. Walked by it 1,000,000 times. Never ate there. It's very giant, very clean. But this used to be my walk. That is the Malecon for Chapala. I used to walk that walk 5 days a week for about 3 or 4 years. It was beautiful. There's the Malecon again. This used to be my walk for 3 or 4 years. Also, there's an island. There's an island about 10 miles from the shore. And it has an old prison on that island. So some of those boats, you can get a tour for about 200 pesos. That's like $10. They'll take you around the lake and show you things and give you a tour of the Ajijic Chapala area. But, you know, just, I got more clips. Let's see what people are talking about in comments. I'm getting brain lock because there's so much to say about the joys of living in Mexico. I've been looking at the map, mapping out my next trips. I know where I'm going. I got a 1-day trip coming up on Tuesday or Wednesday of this week. And then the following week, then I'm going to start spending the night at places. My next trip this week is about a 2-hour bus ride. Then the next week, there are these 2 cities I want to go to, and they're kind of close to each other, but they're about 2 hours away. So if I can get to one, I can spend the day there and get to the other one, then come back. So I'm mapping out my trips now, headed into the future. Also, and I'm going to get to comments here in a second. Let's look at the map real quick. Let's get the map. I've been going to OXO, and Miriam. Yeah, Miriam. I got a new friend at OXO. Miriam. Here we go. And we can see Morelia here in the middle of the map. And this lady at OXO, we became really good friends. She knows about my videos. You can see Morelia there in the middle of the map. And she owns a property due south of Morelia. It's like right down here. Here it is, right here. San Jose Ixtapa. She owns a property there, and she's going there next week. And she's going there for 3 or 4 days. She's going to drive there. She says she can drive there in like 3.5 hours. She's going to spend like 4 days. And in February, she's going to go there for like 2 weeks. I'm tempted to, I would love to, and she owns a home there. It must be her family. She says nobody lives there. She says it's nice and clean, but I think in February or March, I'm going to go to that area, and there are many cities close to that location. That is a trip, and I try not to say too much about where I'm going, because I found some other YouTubers and once I go somewhere, it's like a week later, these other YouTubers show up, and they got same pictures that I had in my video. I was just there a week. So I can't tell you everywhere I'm going to go up front, but that is one trip I think I'm going to take. The end of February, middle of March is travel time again. And this is what I do with your donation, with people that contribute to the channel. And I thank everyone so much. Okay. Let's see. Hold on. Oh, here we go. Steve in Kansas City. Why would anyone buy a home in Morelia rather than just rent? Does property increase much each year there? It ain't California or Florida. Why and pay all that interest money? Well, let's deal with interest money first. You wouldn't pay any interest because 99% of people in Mexico. I'm going to show you this video again. Let me click this. Okay, now imagine this. I just showed this video a few minutes ago. Now look at all those houses. You see all those houses there? This is a like 99.99% Mexican community. You see those hundreds of houses? Everybody that owns one of those houses, they all paid cash. They all paid cash for those houses. Let's look at this image again. See all these houses, this is Ahiheek. All those houses you see right there, these people paid cash. That's the way they do it in Mexico. You want to buy a house, you pay cash. So there is no interest. Personally, I don't know how people do it in this economy, but it has to be family money going back years and years, but they pay cash. If a house costs like $150,000, $200,000, $250,000 US, you pay cash. So there is no interest. And yes, property values do increase. So you can actually buy and sell properties and make money. Personally, I don't want a house, even though I have more money than Elon Musk has, because you guys contribute to the channel with all these contributions that you guys give. I could go out and buy me like a $500,000 house US today, just because you guys contribute to the channel. But yeah, property values do increase and people do make money. Stephen KC, when was the last time you ever wore a pair of winter gloves in Mexico? See these? See these? I got on my Hunter Biden gloves. See, right on. Hunter, I bet you in Mexico, Hunter Biden is really popular, and they make all kinds of Hunter Biden clothing. But anyway, I got these. When I walk 5 days a week and it's 6:30 in the morning and it is 37 degrees outside, I wear winter gloves so my hands don't get cold. Adios, amigos. Adios, Axel Foley. Brian Maiden, been on that road many times. I enjoyed Ahiheek, visiting my friends there. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. Okay, just paid my electric bill. It was 900 pesos for 2 months, $45. My water bill was 220 pesos. That's like $11 for 2 months. Electricity, and David lives in Morelia, and electricity, I'm going to say 3 things that are expensive in Mexico. There are 3 things that are expensive in Mexico. Electricity is one of them. So, David, once you plug in that air conditioner and start using it, that can start being expensive. Thing number 2 is gas. And there are 2 kinds of gas thingies in Mexico. You got the gas you put in your car, but everybody uses gas also for their stove. It's very rare to see an electric stove in Mexico. And in Mexico, when I was in Columbus, we had the gas company. Everybody used the gas company. Gas was like electricity. I don't know. I don't even know how they do it. It's like voodoo. They have the gas pipes and it goes to everybody's houses. They don't have that in Mexico. You have to pay the gas man to come and sell you propane gas. That's how everybody in Mexico gets their stoves to work. Almost every laundry dryer is running using gas. What else uses gas? Oh, your hot water is gas. It's very rare to see an electric stove or an electric dryer to dry your clothes. So 3 things that are expensive: electricity, gas for your car, your propane gas. And the third thing that I find really funny is bounce. You know those little white sheets that you put in your dryer to keep your clothes smelling fresh when they're in the dryer and lint jumps off of your clothes? Bounce. That stuff, when you go to buy Bounce at the grocery store, it doesn't matter what grocery store you go to, it's like buying cocaine. Bounce, those little white sheets cost more than cocaine. You'd be better off, forgetting to bounce, just go buy some cocaine. But anyway, so I'm going to move on to the next comment here. G. San Juan Cosala. San Juan Cosala. Yeah, you saw that on the map. G in New Jersey. Richard. Okay, out of all the cities, towns that you've visited in Mexico, what city would you say is the best for people with mobility issues? I'm going to say Ajijic is definitely off the list, because Ajijic has small, beautiful town, but it's almost all cobblestones, and the sidewalks are only like this wide, so only like a half a person can walk on a sidewalk at a time. Oh, and I know a bunch of people in Ajijic that have tripped and broke their ankle or fallen down and broken an arm because of the cobblestone. So Ajijic is off. Guadalajara, I'm going to say there are neighborhoods in Guadalajara that are very mobility friendly. I'm going to say that in El Centro, in Mazatlan, is going to be very friendly, especially if you live in El Centro. It's pretty flat, smooth sidewalks, ramps for wheelchairs. Mazatlan was good. I'm going to say Puerto Vallarta, not good. Puerto Vallarta, you got cobblestone streets, skinny sidewalks. Yeah, the Malecon is good, but you got to get there. So for big cities, there are communities in Guadalajara that are cool. Mazatlan is pretty cool. Or Morelia. Morelia is pretty good. You got a lot of, it's pretty flat. Let me think. Those are three places I can think of off the top of my head. I'll think about it some more. Me too, Billy. I refuse to leave this apartment. My view is so stunningly beautiful. Billy, tell the people that in addition to that fabulous La Comer, there are restaurantes within the store. Yeah, man. Yeah, they have these great restaurants at La Comer. I'm going to say it's the best. It's like a superstore. That's what they would call them in Ohio, where the rich people go. I've been to Whole Foods in California, Giant Eagle in Maryland, Washington, D.C. I used to work for Kroger's when I was in high school, when they first started coming out with superstores. And La Comer is the best restaurant. There are 83 La Comers in Mexico. In Guadalajara, they don't call them La Comer. They call them Fresco. And these stores are fabulous. But yeah, they have restaurants in the store. And a half block away from a few hundred yards from La Comer, they have a Chili's and an Applebee's. Who would have thought? But yeah, it's fabulous. I'm never leaving this apartment. Yeah, no. Zfell 99. If any of you guys is coming to Mexico City and wants a guide, let me know. And okay, now let me do something here. If you would please email me, because I'm scared to death of Mexico City. I mean, I've been to Manhattan. I used to almost live in Manhattan. My sister lived in Manhattan for 15 years. I used to visit her all the time. I love the city. And I used to walk from the West End Avenue and 96 down to Greenwich Village. I do that. I would give tours through New York City. It was fabulous, but so many people, you can get lost, man. Almost got mugged one night on the subway. But if you would please email me with your contact information, I would love for you and send me please email me and tell me how much you would charge to be my guide for like 3 or 4 hours a day for a couple of days. And I'll interview you. And please, there you go, bill.dallas.lewis10@gmail.com. I'm scared to death of Mexico City. Yes, I am. I ain't proud. I ain't proud. Yeah, so if you would please email me and be my guide. Zen Maiden, you can be my guide too. I'll pay. Deep Think Now, Chapala area air seemed a little polluted when I was there. Maybe it's only I tell you what. Deep Think Now, if you think that seemed polluted, were you in did you go to Guadalajara? I tell you, man, go spend a couple of days in Guadalajara and then drive to Chapala, and the air will seem fresh and clean. But they got to get. I would say Chapala has to get some polluted air coming right from Guadalajara. Buck stops here. Excuse me, everyone. Me disculpas por llegar tarde. Sorry I came late. Howdy, Bill and family. My apologies for being late. No, rather late than neighbor. Rather late than never. And always great to see you here. We got High Vibe in the house. Hey, good looking girl. Greetings to you. We got Andrea in the house. The LA suburbs are on fire. It's not like just any place else. Mansions are burning. The entire Palisades area is burned out. If you have friends in LA, you might want to check them out. It's just I've been the Palisades. I have friends in the Palisades. My second wife that I was with for 10 years was born and raised in Palos Verdes. My sister lives in Marina del Rey. God bless those people. Whatever. And may the force be with them. I hope they all do well. Crypto OG, question any stomach problems from the water or food? And if so, what medicine do people take for that? On my list of things to talk about, I've been here 20 years, so I've gotten sick on restaurant food maybe 5 times in 20 years. And when I lived in Mazatlan, I would never say this, and it's been on my mind for a long time. But now that I live in Morelia, I'm going to say it. There's a very popular restaurant in Mazatlan, and it's called Pancho's. They have like 5 locations around town, Pancho's. And there was one about a block away from where I lived in Mazatlan. I got sick there 3 times. 3 times. The only thing I ate there were ribs, cheeseburgers, and bacon and eggs. I got sick there 3 times. Another place that I got sick, it was, I'm not going to say what kind of place it was because it wouldn't sound right. But other than that, I've been sick on food here 5 times in 20 years. Many people in Mexico, there's a drug you can take that cleans your systems out. Some people take this drug and it gets rid of like internal, like bugs I don't know about. Every 6 months, it cleans all that out. Some people take that. I mean, some Mexicans take that like every 6 months. Water, never drink any water out of the spigot. I've never done that. There are some cities and towns that say you can drink their water and they have certificates. I know. I got bottled water, always bottled water. But other than that, everything's cool. If you go to a restaurant and there's nobody there, don't go in. There's a place. I'm going to walk by a place today. I'm going to La Comer after the broadcast today, the market. And I walk by this restaurant almost every day on the way. Almost every day I walk by this restaurant. And I have never seen anybody in the restaurant eating, ever. And I'm like, and so you go in there and you get something to eat. It's like, okay, no matter what, if it's eggs or beef or tacos, how old is that stuff? You got stuff that's been in the refrigerator like for 2 months because nobody ever comes in there to eat. So my rule of thumb is if you go to a restaurant and ain't nobody there, but you leave, get out. Ha ha, how you like that? Now, hi, bye. Is it true that most people don't have dryers? I heard people use clotheslines to dry their clothes. Many people in my neighborhood, I live in a pretty affluent neighborhood, and I have I can see people across the street with their clothes drying on clotheslines. Okay. But I tell you what, I grew up in Ohio. We use clotheslines all the time. And of course, high vibe, as you know, when you let your clothing, put it on a clothing line, your clothes smell much better. I mean, that fresh air. I mean, unless you're putting your clothes on a clothesline in LA and half town's on fire, then your clothes are going to smell like smoke. Okay, it's not funny. Okay, but so in this affluent community that I live in, some people, but it's a preference. I think they have dryers in their house. I think they just like the fresh smell of the air from natural drying. I bet everybody on my street has a dryer. Some people, and plus you save on gas money also. And I'm going to say in 20 years, every apartment I have lived in Mexico, and I lived in a couple of crappy apartments, but even these crappy apartments had a washer and dryer. So I'm going to say I'm going to guess, and I'm going to say that 70% of apartments and homes in Mexico have dryers. And I bet it's higher than that. David, I have an electric dryer and a heat press that uses 2020 and is still pretty low. Okay, very good. All right. Brian, yes, Ajijic was hard for me because of the cobblestone roads, plus the narrow streets. We're talking, narrow streets, cobblestone. I mean, I'm in excellent shape. I walk a lot. But them sidewalks in Ahihi can kill you, literally. You fall down because it's hard walking around in Ahihi. Yeah, you can die. JH, love your word draws and facial expressions. Keep it interesting. Yeah, thank you. Okay. Thank you so much. JH. My electricity bill was only $10. My gas was 800 pesos. That's like $40. Yeah, $40 about 2 or 3 months. So that's like $10 a month. That's pretty good. That's very good. I pay 1,000 pesos every 2 months for gas. That's $50 every 2 months. That's $25 a month. Most of that is for my dryer and hot water for showers. And my electric bill is about 1,000 pesos for 2 months, but that's like $25 a month, but that also includes other services that the landlord has. Tooth Fairy, Mexico City is fantastico. I love it. I spent a couple of weeks there in 2022. I got to go. Ryan, let me turn on my donate button here. And if you're watching the channel, where is it? Here you go. And if you're watching, feel free to donate. I'm just like a restaurant. Do you go to the restaurant and you don't leave a tip? Well, those waiters and waitresses, they live on your tips. So I live on your donations. Here we go. Bill, one of my friends. One of my best friends is from and lives in Mexico City. He gives tours for a living. I'll hook you up. Please email me his information. Thank you, Ryan. Buck stops at my investor associate from Palisades was in Mexico. When he returned, he was burned out. Everything gone. Only thing standing was the concrete and chimney. He was crying on face. Oh, I felt so bad. Wow. What a drag, man. God bless him. Okay. I was raised in Altadena for my early childhood. Very sad to see the devastation it's scorched earth. Yeah, don't play with Mother Nature. Yes, I was in Guadalajara. That was worse. Lakeside, I think farmers were burning some of their berry fields. That may have been it. Usually, and then Deep Think Now is talking about the clean air or not so clean air in Chapala. But most of the time, many times I would drive from Guadalajara. I've driven from Guadalajara to Chapala many times. And for those of you that haven't done that, it's kind of an ugly drive, but once you get near Chapala, then you go up this mountain and then you get to the top of the mountain and then you can look down and you see the lake. You see the lake. You see the lake. And then you come down the mountain, you're coming down right into either Ajijic or Chapala, and you can feel and smell the air difference and the humidity. There's not a lot of humidity in Guadalajara, but the air smells fresher and better. Okay, now, Ryan, Bill, Roma Norte, y Sur, Jerez, La Condesa, and a few other surrounding neighborhoods are safe in Mexico City. You can walk around at 3 a.m. by yourself and you'll be fine. And that's just one area of minute. Thank you so much. Sorry about that. Thank you so much, Ryan. Thank you so much for that information. Steve and KC, I drank iced tea in Guianas, Mexico on the Sea of Cortez. And, I was so sick. Was it the salad I ate since the leaves were water washed? Okay. Now that's something else. Let me say that's another thing about Mexico. If you're going to eat lettuce, celery, that type of vegetable kind of a thing, you have to, if it's fresh from the farm, you have to soak that in antibiotic chemicals for a certain amount of time before you can eat it, or you can get sick. I mean, Mexicans do it. If they're going to eat some like lettuce from the farm, they fill up their sink, put some of this antibiotic stuff in it. And, because you can get really sick. That's why when I buy lettuce or celery at the grocery store, I buy the stuff that has already been cleaned. I bought spinach. I bought spinach about a month ago, and it's called Popeyes. Whatever. It has a picture of Popeye on the front of the thingy, right? And it's already been cleaned, and it says all cleaned, ready to eat in Spanish, right? So you got to be careful about that. Tooth Fairy, Mexico City is not overwhelming since it has different neighborhoods, towns, and sub-cities. I stayed in a city called Coacoan. I love it there. As you mentioned, there is no bad place in Mexico. I got to go. I'm just hoping that I can find an affordable place to stay. Wow, True Tech. Wow, that's affordable. Yes, affordable is good. Oh, some people say cheap. I say cheap. I don't care what people. These people all the time. I get messages like once a week, and these people saying, "Don't use the word cheap. Cheap sounds bad. Cheap sounds cheap." I don't care. I don't give a F. I'm going to tell you, I don't give a F how it sounds. I don't care. Cheap, cheap, cheap. Oh, don't say cheap, because, and some people, they send like 18 paragraph comments on why I shouldn't use the word cheap. Hey, get this, man. I don't give a crap. Cheap. There you go. I tell you what, man. In these live broadcasts, I start loosening up. Woo! I start loosening up. After about an hour and 15 minutes, I get all the coffee and the water I've been drinking. It just hit me, and the truth starts coming out. All right. Let's see now. True Tech and food grows year-round there. Yeah. That's another thing. Oh, man. I really like corn on the cob, but I like yellow corn. And one thing and yellow corn, popular in Mexico is the white corn that I don't think is as tasty as the yellow corn. But the thing about in Ohio, you can only buy good farm fresh yellow corn in like the end of August through September, maybe the beginning of October. Fabulous, just like fresh farm grown tomatoes. It's harvest time. You're going to get those for maybe 8 weeks out of the year. But in Chapala, for those of you that are familiar with Chapala, if you know where Soriana is, a block away from Soriana, which is a big grocery store chain, every day, about a block away, they sell fresh corn, fresh yellow corn. They're out there every day. For 3 years, they were out there every day, and they're selling that cheap, fresh and yellow. And that's another joy of living in Mexico. Mexico is huge on agriculture. The news people never say that in the United States on how much fresh agriculture comes from Mexico. And avocados. Yeah, there's fresh fruit, another joy of living in Mexico is the fantastic fresh food. Dominique, hola Dominique, good morning. I am near Centro and my Airbnb has neither, but there is a place down the street that washes clothes for you. I hand wash and dry. Good for you, girl. My cousin, my cousin lives in Geek. She's from my hometown, Columbus, Ohio. She lived in Saudi Arabia for like 2 years. She owned a farm in Montana, big giant farm. And then she sold everything, moved to Mexico. But she's been hand washing her stuff for years. And then she has one of those little fold up wooden things. You put your clothes on to dry. She's into it. She does it. Right on. We have a solar panel. A lot of people down here, I think that's okay, hold on a second. We have a solar, something very popular down here. Let's see if I can let's see if this works. Let me show you something here. I'm going to show this clip. Maybe I played this clip too many times, but check this out. Okay, look at that. Look at that. I'm going to stop this video. I'm going to stop this video and I'm going to play this again. When you look at this video, look at the roof across the street. Look at the roof across the street in this video. And those, you see those rectangles, those are solar gas panels. Those cost about $600. Almost everybody on this street has solar gas panels. Oh, wait. I'm going to show it again. They're not really hard to see. They're kind of silvery, tilted, and rectangles. And you get one of those, they cost like $600 or $700. And they're good for, then you don't have to buy gas. There's another one on that house over there now in the middle bottom. Almost everybody, I'm going to say half the people on my block have solar panels, and I think you can use those for electricity and for gas purposes. Okay, now, David, we have a solar water heater, and that really saves gas. There you go. And Tooth Fairy contributing 100 pesos to the channel. Thank you, girlfriend, so much. Dominique, I just still feels it. I just feel strange to have someone else do my laundry. Hey man, I tell you what, when I was in Mazatlan for 2 years, that was the first time in like 15, 16 years, I had somebody else do my laundry. Um, but I had to do it or go to the laundromat and do it myself. And I got to enjoy it, actually. It was cool. And the lady that did my laundry, she was like, we became family, and her associate. And I'd go there. And even though to drop my laundry off should only take like 30 seconds, like, here's my laundry, okay? Go pick it up. There's another 30 seconds. But we had such a relationship. I'd be in there like a half an hour, 45 minutes just shooting the shit. Yeah, I loved it, but now I love it even more to do my own laundry in my apartment. Crypto OG question: does the military checkpoints have the right to search your vehicle? Yes. This is Mexico, man. They can do anything. Maybe they don't have the right, but that doesn't mean they don't do it. If you take a bus, yeah, oh man. The first time I drove to Mexico, I had a Jeep Cherokee SUV, and the federales pulled me over, and they went through all of my stuff. I mean, when they got done, my whole SUV looked like a tossed salad. I'm serious, man. Sometimes I've taken the bus, and you take the bus, and the federales, or the immigration people, will pull the bus over. Everybody has to get off the bus. You have to show ID. They may go through all the luggage. They'll go through your pocketbook, your backpack. This is Mexico, man. Yeah. Senor Diaz, in Altozano, an area in Morelia, you can get an apartment very similar to U.S. Living and Costco furniture, fairly modern and comfortable. Altozano is called the New Morelia because the layout modern. There are all kinds of places in Mexico far more modern there than anywhere in the United States. Bill, when walking in Ajijic, always beware of dog feces. Sometimes it's best to walk in the street. Yeah, man, you are totally right, because many people in Ajijic do not pick up the doo-doo. Crypto, thank you very much for contributing to the channel. All of that, all these donations really help out. I heard real estate crooks burn them out in Palisades like they burned them out in Lahaina, in Hawaii. They rebuild and jack up the prices based on similar property prices. Who knows? Who knows? I hadn't heard that. Who knows, man? Who knows? If you go to Mexico City, thank you so much. I'm taking a screenshot. Stay at the Fiesta Inn or Hotel 1 in front of Parque Alameda Centro Histórico. Safe and walking distance from all major. Thank you so much, Senor Diaz, for that trip. And Dominique, super sticker, thank you so very much for contributing to the channel. We have 80 people in the house, 48 likes. Thank you, Dominique, so much. Email me. We'll have to do breakfast sometime. Now, Hotel One is affordable in Mexico and other cities, but make reservations through apps like Expedia or on the thank you. Oh, okay, I will. I'll thank you later. Tanya. Hola, Tanya. People and comments. Yikes. And especially on Facebook groups. Geez, people are recommended to me groups in PV. These sarcastic and a-hole comments make me afraid to even ask a question, let alone live there. Ooh, hey man, Facebook groups, Tanya, are very strange. Man, we got a lot more notifications of payments coming in. Who is this? Tanya, thank you very much for contributing to the channel. I just got your email. Thank you so much for contributing that $11 to the channel. And okay, we got that one. Thank you. So sometimes when you contribute through the donate button, I don't see it. And who is this? Ms. Gardner. Ms. Gardner, thank you so much for contributing $10 to the channel. Thank you so very much. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for contributing to the channel. People in comments, yikes. Okay, Tanya, let me say this. There's a Facebook, there are Facebook groups here in Morelia, expat Facebook groups. And when I moved here, I asked a couple of questions on the Facebook groups. And one person in the group said, "We don't want you here." Just like that. "We don't want you here." Okay. I don't even go there anymore. And then I interviewed Rosie. I put up 3 Rosie, and I got comments on that group like, "Oh, Rosie's terrible. Rosie's too expensive. Don't ask her anything. Ask me." Man, you're right. These people in these Facebook groups. Now, I have a Facebook group, and there's a link to the description below. And people are nice on our Facebook group. But yeah, man, people are funny. They get in their that's why I don't do anything with expats in Mexico. I don't do anything with expats in Mexico. Because people are cliquey, man. That's another one of the joys of living in Mexico is not seeing expats. I go to visit places and make my videos and come home, edit the videos, put them up, talk to you guys on Saturdays. I never see expats. That's the way people are all around the world, regardless of age, sex, race, ethnicity, religion. And let me say this. While I'm going on and on and on, let me say this. My undergraduate degree from Dartmouth College overall was a sociology major, but I made that major in sociology, social deviance. And there are actually social deviance departments in sociology departments around the United States. And I did a couple of transfer quarters at the Ohio State University that has a very good social deviance department. It fascinated me. But one thing I was read all this stuff that's been written about social deviance. And the rule of thumb was, even if you have 5 angels and they're all perfect. 5 of them. Well, four of them are going to think that 5th one is a little weird. Hey, social deviance and people, man, they jump on that deviation from the norm of that group. So yeah, going back to Tanya's comment, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, what I just stay away from people. Lex Jones, those look like solar hot water heaters to me. Okay, cool. Hey, and I'll be real honest about something. I know how to write SEO for YouTube and come up in the top 10 for YouTube. I know how to use Photoshop, Adobe Premiere, Camtasia Studio. I know how to edit videos. I got 2 Macs I use. I'm good at some computer stuff. But one thing I don't know crap about is houses, electricity, plumbing. I can paint a wall, okay, but that's the extent of my housing knowledge. I don't know anything. Liston Henry, I pay $500 every 2 months. I have solar gas system, so that's $25 every 2 months. That's like $12 a month. Hey, and Mr. Henry, again, thank you for contributing to the channel. But I remember living in Cincinnati, Ohio. It gets cold in Cincinnati. Oh, I know. I have a friend living in Columbus, Ohio, and they have one. He has one of those big Victorian houses. I mean, those things are huge, 3 or 4 stories, 5 bedrooms made out of brick, 150 years old. He's paying like $1,000. No, this was like 20 years ago, 30 years ago. His heat alone, just to keep the house warm, that was $1,000 a month. I remember living in Cincinnati paying, and this is like 30 years ago, I was paying like $300, $400 a month to heat the house in the wintertime, and don't have bad windows. JH, what are the best areas in Querétaro? I haven't been there. I'll go. I know some people there. I can get guides there very easily, but it's not high on my list. I don't know anything about it, though I do know people that live there that are very knowledgeable. And anybody looking for help with moving to Mexico, try Mariana's Mexico relocation guide. Because there's a link to it in the description below. It's a $500 cost for a lifetime subscription. And the reason I mention that is she interviewed me about 2.5 months ago, and she sent 2 videographers and an interviewer, and they were all from Querétaro. And they lived there. And they were very interesting, all 3 Mexicans, bilingual. I could use them for guides, but right now I don't know anything about the city, but I do know some expats that have moved there, stayed a couple of months, and then moved away. I don't know anything about that city. We have 69 people in the house, and we have 56 likes. Thank you. Hi, Bill. Solar is only for electric, not for gas. I don't think so, because I know many people that have those solar panels, and that's how they get their hot water. Okay, but again, I don't know anything about housing stuff. Okay, I know what the thing is when I see it on the roof. I don't know what it's for. Yeah, I heard that the Mexican farmers are being forced to use GMO corn seeds due to a USA-Mexican agreement. Okay. Plum, Ola Plum. Hey, friend, I've been buying lots of pesos lately, preparing for my move to Mexico. Can't wait. Good for you. And now is a very good time. At least this day and this minute and this hour. This day, this minute, and this hour is a very good time to buy pesos. Who knows what's going to happen on Monday? Carmen, to get them to scram, just pull out a camera and then they stop. Now that's, okay. You must be talking about the police. The police I've heard that also. Brian, the first time ever in Mexico, we got checked at a checkpoint. I found it very scary. And these soldiers with their big guns, week before there was a firefight with the cartel. Yeah, it is. I've been pulled over by 4 state cops. They all had machine guns. That is scary, man. Yep. And they want money. They want a lot of money, cash. Tanya, yes, your face group is the exception. Yours I will keep. Yeah, Tanya, if anybody does anything funny or acts rude in any way or shows disrespect in any way, they get banned. And for those of you watching, if you decide to join our Facebook group, there's a link to the description below. To get in, you have to answer all of the questions. And I get people every day. They don't answer any of the questions, and I don't let them in. So whatever. Now, Senor Diaz, Geronimo, am I saying that correctly? Bill, have you ever considered giving out a course in video editing, etc., here in Morelia? I would pay for it. For what it's worth. What's going on over here? For what it's worth. That's what I did for a living. I'm going to say for my first 12 years in Mexico, I would teach people online how to use Photoshop, Adobe Premiere, Adobe Illustrator, Adobe Dreamweaver. I teach one-on-one classes via screen saving. You can see my computer. I can see your computer. I tell you what to do. You do it, get it done. You learn how to do it. I video the sessions. So the sessions are like an hour or sometimes 2 hours. An hour is best. I record the session, send you the video after the session. That's what I did for 12 years. So yeah, on video editing, I teach that online. You pay me through PayPal at the end of the session. And if you don't learn, you don't pay. Steve, I've just added solar panels to my house to replace my electrical bills. I have not heard of solar gas panels. Okay. Can one system? I have no clue. I don't know anything. Thank you, Bill. I have dual gas, solar, both operated by gas. Thank you very much. I am on solar all the time. My electric bill is 167, I think that's pesos. What's that? That's less than $10. 200 pesos is about $10. That's like $8 every 2 months. That's like $4 a month. Oh man. Wow. Well, we're about 2 hours into the broadcast. This week, God be with me with no major challenges. I'll be on the road Tuesday or Wednesday. Yes, pesos. Yes, pesos. Thank you, Liston, for clarifying that for us. I'll be on the road Tuesday or Wednesday of this week. I'm pretty sure I know exactly where I'm going. I'll have clips from that trip. Tomorrow, I'm going to put up some of the videos I showed today, if not all of them, of the drone shots of Chapala and Ahiheek. I still have a couple of more clips that I can share with you. This is the neighborhood that I used to live in Chapala. This is a gated community. It was not my choice to live there. And I'm going to say I would never live there again. I mean, it was very isolated. I really didn't enjoy it. If I were going to live in Chapala, I would live as close to El Centro as possible. This is also the city of Chapala. And I mean, this is El Centro. There's a wonderful market in El Centro where you can get all your vegetables and chicken and beef and pork. And you can take those little tour boats, walk. Oh, and when they have festivals and stuff, and here you go. This is from inland, and just look at the views. Every night from your roof, you look out and you see these great views, whether it be the sun going up or the sun coming down. Very, very peaceful. There, at the time, it was said that there were no good restaurants in the city of Chapala, though there is. I haven't lived there in like 3 or 4 years, but there is a fabulous pizzeria. It's called Romeo, and it's called Juliet and Romeo's. And the guy is Italian. His wife is a Mexican. They make excellent Italian food. The pizza is very good. Let's see. But that's about it. And I mean, this is beautiful. I mean, what do you want? Look at that. Who doesn't want beauty? Who doesn't want? This is the city of Chapala. The city of Chapala, a beautiful place. I mean, what's not to that's not what Ohio looks like. You don't see that in Ohio. Daily beautiful sunrises and sunsets. No, we don't see that in Ohio. I mean, if you live in Ohio, you would pay hundreds of dollars to be able to see a sunset. If you could go to a place in Ohio and see that for an hour while you're watching dinner, people would pay hundreds of dollars. And this is the Malecon. They have kind of like two Malecons. The Malecon, which is like a boardwalk, and there are all kinds of really nice. This is the boardwalk called the Malecon in Chapala. I call this part 2. So the way that we're heading here, we're heading east down the Malecon, and then if you just keep heading east further and further, You walk into a beautiful park with beautiful trees and tennis courts and basketball courts. This, I think, is the west side of the Malecon. Yeah, I think so. And they have some big, giant, fabulous homes right off, and hotels also. I used to know the prices of the hotels, but beautiful, just beautiful, and not a lot of gringos, not a ton of gringos like Ajijic. There are a fair amount, but it's not terrible. So I'm going to take those videos, cut them up into small parts, and I'm going to make like a 6-minute video like tomorrow with the highlights from those videos that I've shared with you today. Tooth Fairy, when I see a Mexican police, whether local or federal, I see a friend. I see an ally. Yes, their guns may be big, but their heart, well, Tooth Fairy, I'm not going to say anything about that. Nothing. Don't forget to hit the like button. Yeah, we have 75 people in the house. 58 likes. People are giving donations, which is greatly appreciated. Brian Maiden, it was a great show. Hope you and all in the house have a great weekend and see you all next week. Peace and love to all. Thank you, Brian. Pretty boy Maiden. Marielle. Hey, Bill, apologies if someone already asked. I scouted out San Miguel Allende, I think, and it's not for me. Does Morelia also have lots of cultural activities like classical music or theater? I want an artistic city. Morelia has it all. It is a world-class city. There are 1 million people here. They even have opera here. Morelia has more than 10 universities, doctor universities. Morelia is a world-class city. It is a sophisticated city. It is not San Miguel. I haven't been to San Miguel in about 40 years, but I'm going to say Morelia has everything. I think just come visit, check it out. Let me research some of my resources to help you get information. Brian Maiden, thank you. Brian Maiden, thank you so much for contributing to the channel. As always, Brian. I don't see the link to the Facebook on my phone. Is there another place? My phone. Go to any video. It's at the bottom of any video. But tell you what, let me do this. Let me just go here. Let me go over here. Click this. Okay. And I'll just put the link here. I'll copy the link. Okay. I minimize this. And I'm going to paste. There it is. Here is the link. Right there. Yeah, there. The link should have just popped up at the bottom of comments. Try that. Tooth Fairy. When I see a Mexican police, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Okay. Wonderful discussions today. Have a blessed week and be safe. Thank you, KC. Thank you, Steve and KC. I just looked it up. There is a solar panel that generates both electricity and collects heat. There you go. There you go. For all you housing geeks, there you go. Thanks. Okay. Next on my list is Morelia. Tell you what, I've lived around Mexico. I've lived in Puerto Vallarta, Guadalajara, Chapala, Ajijic, Mazatlan, El Arenal, And I love Morelia. I love it. And I have many subscribers that heard that I was here, heard about Morelia. They come and visit, and they're moving here. Oh, and the climate is fabulous. Anna Titan, nice work with the views from aboard. Anna Titan, always great to hear from you. Lenora Wilson, there you go. There, I don't know crap about building houses, electric stuff. I'm just happy when both my computers are working and I can edit videos and upload them to the server. Okay, you guys. Well, that's all I got for you for today. I want to wish everybody a happy early 2025. I hope that you guys are all out there sharing love and joy wherever you are. And God bless all the people in LA and their stuff's getting up. God bless them people. Good luck to them. And may they have lots of good luck. So with that said, I'm getting ready to say I'm gonna say thank everybody for showing up today. We had a lot of people in the house today. Thank you all for visiting. Thanks for helping our channel go up to 13,000 subscribers this week. Thank you so much for helping our channel reach 1,400,000 views this week. Thanks for joining us this Saturday. Thanks for showing up, clicking the like button, maybe donating a couple of dollars to the channel. It's greatly appreciated. So I'm Bill the Geek. This is the Bill Dallas Lewis channel, and we make videos about the joys of living in Mexico. So as always, this Saturday, I would like to say adios, hasta luego, and finally, que te vaya bien. Have an excellent weekend. Bye-bye.